The news I am about to share with you is some of the most exciting and significant in UK theme park history. That is right, Universal Parks and Destinations have today confirmed that they plan to build a Universal Studios resort in Bedford here in the UK. I honestly cannot believe I am making this video. Hello and welcome back to ThrillNet, and today I'm going to be discussing everything you need to know regarding the recent news surrounding the confirmation of Universal Studios Great Britain coming to Bedford. I'm going to be answering all of your questions, from how this news came about to why this is so significant for the UK theme park industry and is going to change it forever, before then going on to discuss what we could possibly expect based on the concept art we've seen so far in terms of rides, shows and more coming to this new theme park. So mumblings of a Universal Studios resort coming to the UK first started to emerge back in 2023. Now, I did a video back in December of that year when it had been confirmed that Universal had actually purchased some land in Bedford here in the south of the UK and were looking to carry out feasibility studies into a potential new Universal resort. Now, Universal own resorts across the United States of America. They've got resorts in Orlando in California and also several resorts in Asia as well. However, they do not yet have a resort in Europe, and this was part of them looking to expand their offering to Europe, so to speak. Now, fast forward in several months and a public consultation was carried out in which local residents had the opportunity to voice their opinions, along with the wider UK population as well. Now, astoundingly, this resort actually received 92% of votes in favour of it going ahead, which is really high for any UK theme park resort. It's quite common in the UK for local residents to theme parks to often complain about the level of noise they generate and traffic, etc. So to have such a high positive response rate to this consultation really got everyone excited. It was looking really promising that this was going to go ahead. And the likelihood of this only seemed to increase as we went further and further through 2024, as notable groundwork started to take place on the site. There were some trenches that people noted were being dug, etc, etc. And as we headed into 2025, that then progressed to fences being erected and then diggers turning up on site earlier this week. And it was last night on Tuesday, the 8th of April, where everything just exploded. We saw a bunch of articles published by the mainstream media citing that this resort was going to be greenlit by the government within the next week or so. Now, this is a little odd. I'm not quite sure how news publications work, but later on in the evening, before midnight, so to speak, of today, Wednesday the 9th, the front page of the Mirror emerged online, and it appeared to show what many guessed was the concept art for this new resort, but it was somewhat hard to tell at the time. However, not long after that, live footage was shown on Sky News of the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer taking a look at what could definitely be established to be the concept art for this resort at this time. It was so clear it didn't resemble any other Universal resort. And about half an hour after that, bang on midnight, we got confirmation. Press releases were sent out by Universal to major theme park content creators along with the mainstream media, and a letter was published on the Universal Studios Great Britain website, which was created around about the time the land was purchased in Bedford, essentially stating that Universal have been given the green light by the UK government to build this new resort. There's still various hurdles to get over in terms of planning permission and various things, etc. However, this resort has full government backing and is aimed to open in 2031. At the time of recording, it's been about 12 hours since that official confirmation, and hype is just off the charts. I can't believe it. It just seems too good to be true. There's been so many UK theme park projects over the years, such as the London resort, that have fallen through for various reasons, but this is different. This is actually happening, and it's got full government support now. But why is everyone so excited? Why is this Universal resort such a significant thing for the UK theme park industry, and how is it going to change it forever? Well, Universal estimate that the resort is going to generate £50 billion in economic benefits for the UK, which is incredible. So it's going to benefit not just the theme park industry, but the UK economy substantially. It's no secret that there's been a lot of issues in terms of cost of living in the UK, and the economy is not in the greatest state at all. So £50 billion in economic benefits is going to be a massive help. It's also estimated that in total, and that's including both the construction of the resort and operations as well, the resort is going to generate a total of 28,000 new jobs. So that is absolutely great for the local area and the wider UK as a whole. Lots of new work opportunities for people in various different areas. But let's talk a bit more specifically about the benefits this is going to bring to the theme park industry. Now, the majority of the major theme parks currently operating here in the UK are owned by a UK-based company known as Merlin Entertainment. And while this is great for people, because Merlin obviously offer their Merlin annual pass, which allows you to visit various attractions across the country for a limited price, the issue with Merlin owning such a monopoly of attractions is that there's very little competition amongst UK parks. And over the years, that has just meant that we've fallen behind the rest of the world, so to speak, in terms of new attractions. The quality of our theme parks simply does not compete with the rest of Europe, the United States, and even Asia. However, Universal coming in, a massive company that certainly provide a better quality experience than Merlin, is going to shake things up. Merlin are now going to have competition. They're going to have to work harder to sustain their visitor numbers, as are the rest of the parks here in the UK. Not only are Universal themselves going to improve the quality of theme park offerings here in the UK, so to speak, but hopefully other parks are going to pull the fingers out their arses, so to speak, and improve the quality of their own offerings. So the entire industry in the UK is going to be uplifted. To put things into perspective quantitatively, Universal estimate that in the first year of this resort's operation, it's going to attract a total of approximately 8.5 million visitors. Now, Merlin Entertainments own 4 theme parks in the UK, and each of those parks attracts approximately 2 million visitors a year, give or take. So this Universal Park, based off their estimates, is going to attract the same number of visitors approximately as all of Merlin's 4 theme parks combined. I think you can probably now understand the level of competition Merlin are going to have. Now, in the press release that was publicised at midnight today, we got a proper look at the concept art for this new Universal Resort. And from this, we can get a bit of an idea of some of the attractions and other facilities we can expect at this theme park. Now, before we get into this section of the video, I just want to caution that concept art is, as the name suggests, it isn't the final plans or anything like that. It's just what the park intend to build, not necessarily what they will go on to build. What they go on to build will depend on any planning permission hurdles they have to get over, etc. Or if they just change their minds about some things. Bear in mind, we've got another 6 years until this theme park is intended to open. Now, at a first glance, the park does look a little on the small side. You've obviously got that giant lake in the middle. However, you've got to bear in mind that there will be things in this that Universal are trying to hide. There's clearly some parts of this image that are more blurred than others. And there's also a lot of buildings as well, and we just don't know what's going to be in those buildings. For all we know, the best dark ride in the world could be in one of those show buildings. I mean, some of them look huge. Now, Sean from Lift Hills and Thrills, who many of you have probably heard of, did a really good video dissecting this concept art, going through every little detail, spending about half an hour on that. So for a more detailed look at the concept art, I definitely recommend checking out his video when you finish watching this. But to sum up my thoughts on it, we've obviously got this roller coaster over to the left, which looks really exciting with this massive spike. Could this be the UK's new tallest roller coaster? I really hope so. It'd be funny if Hyperia loses its record after 7 years. And Universal actually, I believe, have the ability to build up to 115 metres within the land of this theme park, and that is over 300 foot. So we could well be seeing the UK's first giga coaster here. And from looking at it, we've got some switch tracks, etc. This looks like an Intamin launch coaster to me, which is really, really exciting because we do not have a new generation Intamin launch coaster in the UK yet. We've obviously got Stealth and Rita, but they're old school hydraulic launch coasters. But the Interming Blitz coasters, one of which I've ridden, to Tatis at Park Asterix, are a different kind of beast. They're incredible rides, so it'd be brilliant to see one of them in the UK. Now, it's been speculated that that could be part of a Fast and Furious area based on some of the architecture of the buildings. But if we go a bit further up the map, we've got this massive, what many have speculated to be a Jurassic Park area with another roller coaster that people have speculated to be a B&M. It kind of has an incredible Hulk look to it. It's got a helix over part of the lake. And we've also got a big show building in that area as well, which many believe could be home to a clone of the Jurassic Park dark ride in Universal Studios Beijing, which some regard to be one of the best dark rides in the world. It's got giant animatronic dinosaurs, apparently, that chase the ride cars, so that sounds really cool. I hope we get that in this country. We definitely need more high quality dark rides here in the UK. Another highly speculated area that's going to be coming to this park is a Minions area, which many believe to be on the east side of the park. Now, people have said this area is a clone of an area at another Universal park. I'm not sure which one, I can't quite remember, but apparently the area that people are talking about has a roller coaster model on top of a building. I think some people thought this roller coaster here in the concept art in this area was going to be a third major roller coaster for the park. However, apparently, according to the other area of a similar nature at a Universal park, that is not the case. Now, there's obviously other areas within the park as well. There's about 6 or 7 in total, I believe. But I think what we can take from this is that Universal are going to be playing it safe with this new park. There's been speculation in the past that we could have been seeing IPs such as Paddington and Lord of the Rings coming to the park. However, it appears that they're playing it safe and using IPs here that are already used within other Universal properties. And I think that's a good thing, to be honest, because it means we know what we're getting. They're not going to be giving us any guinea pig areas that could turn out to be a massive flop, so to speak. However, you've also got to take into account that there is room for expansion around the purchased plot of land. The plot of land that they purchased is 476 acres. However, there's other fields, etc. around there that they could expand into if needs be. So we may well see some new IPs come to this UK park in the future that haven't been seen at a Universal resort before. Now, there's one UK-based IP that Universal have utilised across their other parks and resorts that is missing from this concept art, or at least that people haven't speculated is present within it. And that is, of course, Harry Potter. So, where is Harry Potter? Harry Potter is UK based. Why isn't it going to be part of this theme park? Well, you've got to bear in mind that Harry Potter is very heavily utilised across the resorts in the United States, specifically Orlando, where they have a total of 3 themed Harry Potter lands across their 3 parks. They've got Diagon Alley in the main Universal Park, they've got Hogsmeade in Islands of Adventure, and the Ministry of Magic in Epic Universe set to open next month. You've got to bear in mind that Universal have got to act strategically. They don't want people in the UK to be put off from visiting Orlando, where they get a lot of tourism from the UK from, because all of the Orlando attractions and IPs are present in this park, and vice versa as well. They want people from Orlando to come over and visit this park here in the UK, and therefore it makes sense for them not to utilise too many cloned areas and rides from the Orlando resort. I can't actually spot a single ride in this concept art that is at the Orlando resort, to be honest. So as much as I would love for us to have a Harry Potter themed area at Universal Studios Great Britain, we might just have to make do without, unfortunately. But there we have it. It is a very exciting time for the UK theme park industry at the moment. And another reason for that is Launchpad, the newly refurbished S&S shop tower, reopening at Blackpool Pleasure Beach this spring. Check out the video on the right side of your screen to see the latest test footage of that I uploaded a couple of days ago. And for more things theme park related in the UK and beyond, make sure you click the icon in the centre of your screen to subscribe.